Hello everybody and welcome to this playthrough for Rookie Division in the City of Lights tournament. The video is sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic. And before we start, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Also, you visit golfclashtommy.com for more Golf Clash related content. If you do want to get updated text guys with a screenshot of a landing position, you know, spin, curl, whatever, all the information that you need for every shot based on the tournament win, you sign up on patreon.com/golfclashtommy. In this playthrough you will see my shots and my shots only, and I'm gonna talk you through it by giving you all the information that you need. Make sure that you make a comment in the comment section below if you like the video. So, hole number one, shot number one, 10% extra. We are going to change from the quarterback playing with an extra mile. The reason I'm changing is that we do need more topspin than 3 bars, otherwise we're going to play deadly close to the rough. For those of you having upgraded clubs, you can go directly over the rough, over to the fairway, then using backspin. But in this example, I'm playing before the rough, using the side spin here with a power 1 ball, so 4.5 bar side spin to the right, and then 4.5 bar top spin. And we're gonna leave ourselves by the rough line, and we're going to use a tiny bit of curl to the right, so we're gonna get it over to the fairway. This is the general approach of this hole. Once again, if you want to spend like a power 1, power 2 ball playing with upgraded clubs, you play directly over to the fairway, and that would be an easier shot. Shot number 2, and here we're going to play over the rough and the sand, giving ourselves a 10% extra when it comes to the elevation. So we are going to play without topspin, without backspin, without side spin, and just going to leave the ball guideline towards the pin. Very hard when we do not have a fully developed ball guideline to get it pointed straight at the pin. But this is going to be the best way for us to make an eagle, and it's also going to be the easiest way for us to secure the birdie. So the ball bounced there before the rough and the sand, and you can see it rolls down. I'm getting this one very close, making an eagle here from distance. Hole number 2, we play with the backbone, gives us a good accuracy, gives us a good ball guideline, and I'm going to use around 3 bars of side spin to the right, and then we have 2.5 bar backspin. And now we're going to use, as you can see, the landing position here, using the red ring by the rough line with this type of crosswind. The reason I'm having the ball guideline pointing a little bit to the left of the pin is based on that the wind is gonna be pushing to the right. We're going to play it medium distance with a 20% over adjustment. Very important, as then we're gonna get this ball very close to the pin. You can see it bounce and it rolls, and another day that would have dropped. A nice shot though. Now we come to hole number 3. I would consider this one to be the toughest one in the whole tournament. And here I would highly suggest you to do a shot with the big topper. Even if you have the big topper in level 1, the big topper will give you a possibility of use a lot of topspin and therefore make the second shot much easier. If you do not have the big topper, I suggest that you use the other driver that gives you the most distance and go full blast overpower and try to reach the second fairway. But as we do have the big topper, and once again, you don't steer yourself blind on the level 4, you can do this shot even with a level 1. You played 10% extra, and we played medium distance of our club. Max topspin, getting the ball to bounce on the fairway and to gain as much distance as possible here. We do want the ball to roll and to roll and to roll and to roll, because that will give us an easier time with the second shot. Straight tailwind here for the second shot, and now we can decide either we bounce before the rough and roll towards the pin, or we are using a little bit of overpower to go directly over the rough and then using more backspin. My suggestion here would be to go before the rough so you don't have to overpower, and just to play this ball to the green or to the fringe, like that you in somewhat end up so you can secure the eagle, because this is purely an eagle hole here from tee, and I would consider that to be from every tee as well. Minus 5% is what you do need to adjust. That is slightly uphill, so you need to subtract that from your original adjustment so you are getting the ball to land where you want. Hole number 4, Guardian. Even if you have the Guardian in level 1, You play the Guardian using as much backspin as possible, and then combine with 2.5 bar side spin to the right. I'm playing with a Marlin ball, aim for the pin. We kind of want the ball guideline to be at the pin, at pin high, so we at least give ourselves a chance to getting it to drop. Then we play it maximum distance with a 20% over adjustment. And as you can see, we are basically removing all the obstacles when it comes to bouncing directly into that. If you do not have a Guardian, you back up and you play with a long iron using 2 bars of topspin, bouncing over the rough, rolling towards the pin. But once again, the reason we're using the Guardian shot is to make that hole a very safe birdie with actually a decent chance making the hole in one. Hole number 5, and here we're going to play with the drive here with an extra mile. Not because we cannot reach with the quarterback, it's because we do need the topspin. And the topspin here is going to be 4.5 bar. If you do have 5 or 6, you can use that as well, but do not use more than 6 bars of topspin. 2 to 3 bars of side spin to the right, and you're gonna go straight forward, getting the ball to bounce before the water, and then to try to gain as much distance as possible without obviously rolling into the sand on top there. 10% extra for the drive, then you're gonna have no problem hitting the spot that you're aiming for. When it comes to the approach here, there is a funnel on the green, but using the thorn here with such a low ball guideline is going to make this very tough. So therefore I do in the end choose to go with a backspin approach, aiming at the pin here, trying to get the ball to drop from distance like this instead. 10% extra for the second shot. And once again, for those of you playing with like a Thorn level 7, level 8 or a Hornet level 7, level 8, if you're playing rookie with those clubs, you can look for the funnel by playing on the island. But I would suggest with lower level clubs than that, we play with a backspin shot towards the pin. Don't forget the elevation once again, 10% for the drive and 10% for the second shot, getting it very close there as well, just a little bit short. Hole number 6, pretty boring par 5, and the only thing that we're going to focus on here is that we're going to play with the quarterback first and foremost, and we're going to give ourselves 3 bars of topspin. If you have more topspin with the quarterback, you use that. Max side spin to the left, and then we're going to play maximum distance with a 20% over adjustment. Very important with the 20%, as we do want to hit the spot that we're aiming for. And in this scenario, I do hit perfect, which is nice, and we do want to bounce over the bunker. And to gain, you know, we can go here, we can go a little bit longer, doesn't really matter. The only important part is that we are reaching enough so we can make the shot with a Viper or with a sniper from distance. And the reason I'm using the Viper is because that my sniper on this account in a very low level, then it's more suggested to play with a higher level Viper instead of the sniper. Nothing extra for elevation for the second shot, and I'm using max side spin to the right, 4.5 bar side spin and 3 bars of backspin. We do want to get the ball to just fall into the green on the left hand side, and then the ball to then take the turn and roll up a little bit on the top, and then to fall back down towards the pin again. And as you can see here, we bounce on the fairway and the backspin kicks in there. We come in here nicely, but a little bit too high, and then we're gonna miss. Very tough hole to make an albatross on. Consider yourself like happy with an eagle. 4 bars backspin and 2.5 bar side spin to the right. We're playing with the quarterback here and with a power 0 ball. The Marlin is suggested, as I would consider using a little bit of backspin for the a little bit of side spin for the second shot to be very valuable, so you're not getting stuck with a basic ball. And now we play with minimum distance with a 10% over adjustment, hitting this shot great, which is okay. You know, we have a lot of fairway to play on, and we just want this ball to stop there nicely on the fairway to give ourselves a shot for the pin for the second shot. The Goliath, very important here, as playing with the backbone or with the Saturn will make you go in between clubs, as it has less distance than the Goliath. So use the Goliath even though it might be in a lower level. And the thing that I'm looking for here is to try to find a line where I can aim straight at the pin without risking getting my ball to bounce into the rough at any point. We bounce the ball underneath the tree range. And the reason we do so, it's because we otherwise will be, you know, having the trees in our way if we're gonna try to shoot over it. And that's also why we lay up and not trying to bounce over the water with our drive, because that's going to be basically a way of saying, okay, we cannot shoot at the pin, we need to then curl around it. Nice shot here, coming in a little bit to the right and a tiny bit short, but it's a nice shot, and we're gonna play that shot 20% extra for the second one. Now we are playing with 4.5 bar backspin and 2.5 bar side spin to the right, slightly aiming a little bit to the left of the pin here with the ball guideline. Look at the yellow ring. We are basically letting the yellow ring rest there inside the two shadow parts there. So that is very nice to use that as a reference. We are a little bit short here though. We need to move it to be like the yellow ring to be more as the center of the lighter part of the fairway, as we otherwise gonna fall short. I like to play with 4.5 bar backspin here to give ourselves control. It's very hard, very easy to go long here on this hole. That's why I value playing with backspin. 10% extra for hole number 8. Last but not least, hole number 9. Now we pick the quarterback and we play with a power 3 ball, and to give ourselves the distance for the second shot. No elevation for the drive, so we're just gonna play it with max side spin and no top or backspin. And we're using the red ring by the rough line, and then we adjust and we take our shot. Don't forget to use the curl. We do want to have approximately 1/3 of the ball outside the adjustment ring to the left, to make sure that we're getting the ball up to the top left hand side. And we do want to get it as close as possible without obviously not risking getting the ball into the rough, as now we're gonna play a rough bump. This hole here, hole number 9, is no albatross hole by any means. So the only thing that I'm looking for here for the second shot is to get the ball to bounce in the rough, roll out to either be on the fairway or on the fringe or on the green, to give myself a way of just securing the eagle. It might sound very conservative, but playing out to the left is going to give you a very tough time to even secure the eagle on this very tough par 5. So make sure you play conservative, you choose the right side, 0% elevation for the drive, 10% extra for the second shot. I'm using a little bit of curl to the right to just play it a little bit more aggressive, but I'm okay with the result here ending up on the fairway, which will mean that I'm gonna have a very easy wedge making the eagle here on hole number 9. So in rookie, we're going to see some high scores. I do not believe we're gonna see scores more than 26-27 to win in this tournament. It's a very tough tournament here after having a pretty easy one the last time around. If you do have any comments, let me know in the comment section below. Hit thumbs up before you go. Video sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic, and good luck in the City of Lights tournament.